day, like, why would I continue with game design if I can't, like, here and there work on the things that I actually want? Like, even if it's not, even if it's not the thing or whatever. Hey, Shazappo, how you doing? Hello, hello, brother. Another stream, welcome back. Music's a little loud, can't hear you. How was that? And then visually, I don't know if you guys can hear. If I get rid of that panel there. Are coming by to see how the sound is for them, just to you know, gather some more intel. I don't know. If it is too loud, I do apologize. Not that I don't believe you. Okay, so. the smallest annoying little shit. Make a new snout. I have to say, like, I mean, obviously, like, things are bound to adjust slightly. But how you been? How's it going? I'm back for another stream for sure, but just very briefly. Not very long today. I do love streaming. It's just hard when your setup isn't 100% and you have that lingering guilt. The lingering guilt of having to make another devlog video so people know where I'm at, that I'm still alive. Yo, True Player Games, how you doing? Good to see you. Betcha anything the music's too quiet now, isn't it? You probably can't hear it at all, because I can't. Yeah, I can barely hear it. You're back, it's been so long. It has been really long. I'm sorry for the outage. I have a very valid reason. I do have a script for another devlog, which I'm trying to, like, at least address some of it, or all of it, or whatever. I became a dad. I know that's a while ago, but I have difficulty navigating. Music's good? Okay. I've had difficulty navigating, like, personal time like friendships, relationships with family, work, and very much so like being a dad and like time for my son, being there as much as I can, all things considered with work and everything. But thank you. But how you been? Also, the animations that I'm working on right now are animations that I've technically had, but have to redo. Because yours truly decided not to back up the shit that I had from D&D, died on me, so I lost a bunch of stuff. I'm okay, stressed about my game, by the way, music is a little loud on my end. Okay, good to know. Good to know, so that's person number 2. What if I put in a filter? Could be that my mic is low. If you could see what it looks like in my sorry about that. That was not meant to happen. Are you guys awake yet? Yeah, I'm literally as loud as I can be on my end, and I'm going into, or close to touching the red. I suppose I can see if I can add a gain. If I add a little bit of gain to it, but then I'm really like straddling that freaking red area in OBS. I don't know how good that is. But we'll see, we'll get there. As far as the streams are concerned, these are just impromptu streams, really. I feel like it. I'm waiting for some food in the oven, so it's not going to be a very long stream. I have to work on the animations again, so I might this well stream working on it, even though I'm quite a lot slower on my streaming. You have your volume low and the music seems louder than my mic. That's crazy. I mean, I can whoops. I can turn it off altogether. Then we're just chit-chatting like that. I can turn on music on my end, if anything. But, like, I don't know. Was the fireplace okay? Okay, so line goes up there. Have that there. No. Okay, when you see it filled in, it definitely hits different. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. That's better. Okay. We'll settle with that for now. Gotta... Yeah, now mic is good for me. I have a speaker set up, so I do a test like, okay, volume low, but loud still, and your music was set up loud with no music. Your mic is perfect now. That is strange. That is really strange. But, oh well. Okay, so we've lost a keybind, keyboard shortcut. The keybind that I need to find is frame step up. No. Where the heck did you go? Frame. One forward, backward, previous. Okay. So is it working now? There we go. There we are. We can flip again. Back and forth. And back again. Okay. I do like where that snout is headed. I think I'm going to be a little bit more organic than I have been with the snout. Considering, like, it feels really stiff in some of my drawings. So, put that there. Then from this, we steal these two. This is going to go higher. The connection point is overall going to stay the same there. This one here, I'm going to steal as well. I got to make this a bit shorter. And then this one is just going to go up like that. I wonder if you should try streaming on Twitch and grow on there. I used to stream on Twitch. I stream onto both right now. I don't really... I mean, honestly, I feel like my prime on Twitch has long passed. My prime was a long time ago, in a time where COVID was rampant. I am no longer consistent enough to stream on Twitch and make it anywhere over there. If I don't have a consistent stream schedule, which I don't, then, people don't really know when to tune in. I can't really build an audience there. I eventually started making YouTube videos because I assume that's how you found me, right? My devlog videos. And I found that worked better for me. I feel like in my prime on Twitch, I, for like a few months, was pulling in consistently probably about 40 to 60 people. But at that time, my focus was mostly playing Star Citizen, and even more so making art for the tavern, which is the backdrop that you see behind this right here. This is what my Twitch streaming used to be. I would hang out here, draw characters for my tavern, and anybody that would come in and would stay for a while would eventually have the opportunity to have their own character drawn within my world and all that stuff. Then I went and started making animations for overlays and whatever. I really wanted to make my streams feel like a place that you could come into and hang out in, that almost kind of felt like a video game in a way, where the pop-ups on screen looked like text overlays and video games, that kind of stuff. And I wanted to find better and more interesting ways to have interactivity. So you're kind of watching a stream, but it kind of feels a little bit like you're playing a video game. And then I just one day picked up Game Dev Tycoon, I guess, on mobile. And excuse me. And the moment I started playing it, I'm like, you know what? This feeling of oh man, I'm making a video game and I'm making it as a solo dev in this freaking game. I want that, but in real life, because I've loved games for a long time. Technically, when I went to college, what I studied was, the program that I was in was called 3D game animation. So I learned anything from 2D to 3D game animation and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I haven't used Unreal Engine in a long, long time. Since the days of, what was it, Unreal 3? Back in 2010. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hop in now and see what's up, what's good. And I did. I'm glad that I did. Because it led me to this place. And I don't know how much you've seen recently in the UK. I also did college, which is different here, but I did game dev course when I was younger. Nice. I mean, technically it should, I don't want to crash my computer again. I've been thinking start streaming on Twitch and YouTube to be accountable and consistently mostly schedule community and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, you should. And if what's holding you back is a thought of I'm not ready yet, I don't have this or that, I can't do this or that because I'm waiting on XYZ. No, just do it. And the wise words with the wisdom of Shia LaBeouf, do it. Just do it. Yeah, like the hardest thing is getting started. Once you're started, everything else can like fall into place. It doesn't all need to be complete. You know, you can just there was a saying, I forgot where it was from or how exactly it went, but it was something along the lines of perfectionism is the death of creativity or something. I don't, or like of something. I don't know. To appropriate that quote, like if you're waiting for the right time, if you're trying to perfect what it is that you're doing before starting, you'll never end up starting, because there's always more to do, always more to improve. It's a trap that I'm falling into sort of right now. Like I could like make really ugly, rough animation for Tyrion in the game right now, because it's not important really to have good looking animation at the moment, this early into anything. However, I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because I feel like it, and I know that that is sort of contradictory, but I don't know. Don't listen to me. ADHDers are notorious for not being able to follow their own advice. You're making a 2D Viking game and my animation right now looks not great. That's okay. It's gonna look like shit before it starts looking good. That's the part of creation. I feel that like in today's society we're trying so hard to get rid of. Like instant gratification and everything, like just kind of really makes it hard. Because you know, if you look at something like Gen AI, like generative AI, like it is all about instant gratification. Yes, okay, there's prompt engineers, and not to take away from their job or whatever, because I don't like AI too much, especially AI that replaces human art and music, and acting and so on. But 1 sec, let me think here. Like I think the biggest thing about AI is that it's like immediately gratifying. Like you type in something and you get the thing. You don't like, yeah, okay, maybe you'll have to like talk back and forth with it to get something that's more like what you want, but it's instant. You get it pretty much instantly. Hey, make me an oil painting of like a dog chasing a cat. Boom. Like there you got it. Like there's no more, you know, waiting on somebody else to make it, doing it yourself or whatever, because we're not patient anymore. So this whole thing with like a game has to look good, you know, right from the get-go is so backwards. Like make it exist. Like that's the whole fucking meme, isn't it? Like make it exist first, then you make it good. I don't like AI art, but I use AI to help me with concepts, code for my game, and code for my game. Yeah, and I mean, like, I feel, you know, I'd be a hypocrite if I said that I didn't. Like, I do utilize AI, not for my art, but for, like, if anything, like idea generation, like talking back and forth with it a little bit to help me learn something. You know, like if I look on YouTube and I don't find after like a while of search the exact thing, the exact use case that I need assistance with, then I end up like asking AI, hey, like this is the issue. How do I fix it? How do I make it better? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's great for certain things at the same time because it's run by a bunch of greedy bastards. Excuse my French. Who care about profit margins. Like, you end up with, like, a frickin' Coca-Cola commercial that, like, no longer uses human-created art, really. And you can't, I mean, like, any argument you're trying to make for it, any argument that you're trying to be like, oh, but, like, you know, it is human because a human typed it in. No, it's not. That's exactly it. They typed it in, but it was made by a thing. I don't know. AI upsets me. I think text AI is easier to manage compared to generative AI. It's never been able to give me something I actually liked. Fair enough. There are plenty of people who are quite happy with typing in make me look like a Ghibli character. And I mean, you know, can't fault them because it is fun to do stuff like that. It just kind of gets treated like another filter in a way, you know, like the filters that distort your face. Now there's a filter where you type in you want to look like this and it makes you look like that. Like, no one would spend money out of their own pocket to pay an artist to do that. Because it's not necessarily anything like super detrimental to them, right? Like, not something super important that if they don't have it, they just, like, whatever. Like, no, it just ends up being like, oh yeah, this be fun, whatever. Like, all the videos on like cats bursting in through a door or the wall, shooting something at night, or doing kung fu, like, whatever. I mean, it's slop. It's like, it's meme content, if anything. And I think for meme content, it doesn't really, like, with memes, no one really cares whether or not it's been made by a person or if it's, because I feel like it's been sampled from other things so much that, like, it's just kind of normal. I don't know if that makes any sense, what I'm saying right now, but it's a very divisive topic. I feel like there are a lot of people that hate it. I don't want to live in a world where my feed is being curated by AI to only show AI, which is turning into that. Like, I want suggestions of, you know, other game developers. I want suggestions of other artists. Like, I don't want it to suggest AI generated stuff to me. Like, if I hop on Pinterest, I feel like Pinterest has become so bad with just the vast amount of AI that's on there that's not even labeled as such. Like, and if you're into it, like, good for you, but like, I don't know. I can't get myself to like it. Not when it's done on the backs of, like, not when I see videos where like an artist that is struggling to gain an audience but has a very unique style, like, struggle so hard to get their stuff out there only for their stuff to have been misappropriated by AI, so much so that the AI generated stuff gets far more acknowledgement and visibility than the original creator, without whom you wouldn't even have that art style. Like I don't know, like it really feels messed up that, you know, the original creator is struggling, potentially not ever really making it, has to potentially give up on it altogether at some point in time, and then probably still gets called out by the trolls on the internet for using AI when they're the one that made the original content. Like, I mean, it's happened, it happens, and it's so disgusting and violating in a way to like experience that. Not that I have experienced that myself, but like, I mean, I feel like I have enough empathy to like imagine what that's like to see someone go through that, to like, you know, I feel like I've been through things that like through different hardships creatively that just, they sting differently, but they still sting. So like, to see an artist struggle, it's hard. It's hard to see. You know, having friends who have their shit ripped off, like, by, like, I mean, like, the moment someone makes something that is remotely successful, you are most likely gonna see someone trying to do the same thing, capitalizing on that success, because it's literally the business model in so many different industries. You know, the moment that CSI came around, all of a sudden you have all those like criminal forensic shows that pop up. Prior to that, it's insanely difficult to get something like that off the ground, because you have to get somebody believing in the vision. Adventure Time took forever to find its home, to like be made and put out there for people. Okay, I just have to find real quick, where did I put that? Right, that shadow goes right there. Oopsie. Wait, no, grab the shadow color from there, because that's going to be the correct one. I think, okay, but I also do idealization with AI. I think it just helps a lot in that regard. It makes sense. AI's biggest problem is its authenticity, legality, and people using it as an excuse to cut corners to avoid hard work. Nothing worth doing or achieving is easy after all. Your arch degree got me locked onto Pinterest. Oh, and I graduated yesterday, officially unemployed. Yo, congratulations, man. Welcome to unemployment. That's so harsh. But yo, good job. Look at that satisfied looking snout. I'm happy with that snout. Okay, the mic is back. How long was I not how long could you guys hear me for? I can't remember when the microphone stopped working. How long does it take to do one frame? That really depends on how difficult the frame. To give you an example, old Disney animated movies used to be roughly around 3 seconds of animation per week, I believe. And keep in mind, you'd have the team broken down into keyframe animators that only draw the important poses and get the feel of the entire thing. In-betweeners who fill in the gaps, cleanup artists who clean up the frames, and cell painters who put the whole thing together with color. And then so the one single frame would go through a lot of different stages, I guess, to get to the finish line. One animated second is roughly 24, depending on what format you're in. NTSC would be 24 frames per second, of which more often than not 12 would be wow, I congratulated you, so I went quiet after that. Okay. Was that just before I went on break? I can't remember. So you have 24 frames per second, of which 12-ish, depending on style and whatever, would be animated or drawn in North American type animation. In European, PAL system is 25 frames per second. Still kind of the same thing, though. You'd have about 12 drawings per second. If the action is faster, you might end up with like a drawing every frame. But for the most part, you do things on twos, unless you're absolutely mental. Because ones is just to have 24 drawings per second. The amount of work involved in that, the amount of like, yes, it would look super smooth, but at the same time, like, it's not necessary. The same way that, I suppose, like, it's not necessary to, I don't know, what can I compare that with? If you're a realism painter, to like finish the entire drawing instead of just the area that's in focus and really polishing and nailing that down, and the further away you go from the point of focus, the rougher the whole picture becomes. But like in Japanese style animation, you have still frames that are held for X amount of time. You have sometimes like a drawing every 3 frames, and sometimes even longer than that, depending on, like, in anime, it's a lot about efficiency. Like they pump out a lot of animation very quickly, because it's consumed so quickly too. But yeah, I don't know. Gives you an idea. Gives you an idea of the setup, not of how long it would take. So in, like I said, for feature film, old Disney movies, roughly 3 seconds per week. But in North American TV animation, at least like 5, 6, 7 years ago, it's a little bit different now. 30 upwards of 30, over 30 seconds of animation per week per animator of fully finished animation, because we're digital now. So you don't have a painter anymore that plops in the colors. You don't have the cleanup artists anymore, because we work with clean drawings from the start. You know, like, every production is set up differently, but, you know, just to give you an example, roughly. Do we not have classic 2D Disney DreamWorks animation anymore because of how much work goes into it? Because they just jumped onto 3D wagon and never looked back? No, I think so. Anytime you have new technology, I don't know, like, I might be wrong, but I feel like there's this like push, like the moment you have new technology, to go for the new thing. Oh my God, it's better, it's faster, it's like, you know, more efficient, or it's you know, we think it's cheaper, but it isn't actually cheaper. Like, you know, we go from vinyl to CD. We have mixtapes, and go to MP3, and, you know, Discmans, and so on and so forth. MP3s, and then eventually iPhone, like streaming. You don't need that shit anymore. And then there's this like pushback, because you realize that it's not, like, it sucks to not have something physical anymore. The same way that, like, you know, like Jimmy Neutron, like, not a dig at the animators that were doing the job on there, but like that show looks like shit. Because the style of 3D at the time looked like shit. But it was useful for making really time-consuming and difficult things easier. You know, like if you look at a movie like Tarzan, having the vine, like the viney trees that he surfs on in 3D, or in, you know, Treasure Planet, like, and like having that robotic arm of the bad guy be like 3D is a lot more efficient than drawing it, because you have a lot more range that you can go with it. Like if you animate it in 2D, then you know, it's technical animation. Like it's going to take a lot of time to make something mechanical like that look good from like different angles. Meanwhile, you have like a movie like Akira where like motorbikes and shit were done like traditionally and look super sick. But like then you have the push toward 3D, more and more 3D is used. Then they jump on the bandwagon of 3D, realize that it doesn't look good enough. We got to grab our 2D animators, train them up in 3D because they know how things are supposed to look. Then they do that. Then they let go of a bunch of people. Then they have to do a bunch of R&D to like develop the tools for the things that they want to do, like hair animation, like things that used to be drawn before. You now have to now you have to invest time and money to build the tools in order to make, you know, Monsters Inc. Like make Sully look, was it Sully? The big furry guy? I forgot his name. Make him look the way that he does. So like what you save in artists and animators, you spend in rendering and R&D. So if anything, if I remember correctly, like 3D productions became more expensive or are more expensive in general, but because they make more money or the stories, there's one example that I always think back to. It's a Disney CEO shutting down the entirety of 2D animation at Disney Studios on the grounds that Princess and the Frog did worse than Tangled. So you have a movie that falls kind of flat, that is kind of niche, that isn't marketed the same way. Like it's a very traditional kind of Disney movie musical type of thing. It's not that great of a movie. You're pushing boundaries because you're also like it sucks to say, but yeah, like you have a protagonist that isn't white. So you're pushing boundaries in that sense in a good way, obviously. But then that movie, you know, instead of making, I don't know what it was, but instead of making like 250 million in profit, it only makes like 150 or like 200 million in profit. So all of a sudden you're like comparing that movie to Tangled, which was marketed towards kids of the day. So with language that was a lot more hip and modern, it has like the Glen Keane touch, like big time, like old school, like Ariel and whatnot animator who has like such a good eye. Not that Princess and the Frog was a bad movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was fun. Like I enjoyed watching it. But you have people in suits looking at that being like, well, so this 3D movie that came out recently made a lot more money than this 2D movie that came out a little while ago that didn't do that great comparatively in money. So that means kids these days don't like watching 2D anymore. That means it must be 3D. That's the style they expect. I remember not the exact wording, but the wording was something along the lines of that's what kids expect these days. Like 3D is the style that they look for. When like it didn't, I don't remember giving a shit what I was watching as a kid. Like if it was 3D, like Jimmy Neutron, or if it was, you know, if Toy Story, or like if it was Tailspin, Recess, I don't know, SpongeBob, like, I don't know, like, it's cartoons, it's animation, like, a kid does not care what it is. Like, if you only give the child 3D animation, then yeah, 2D animation is going to look a little bit weird. So, like, it's this weird, self-fulfilling prophecy type thing where like everything at the time was 3D and you're trying to put out a 2D movie and expect that people take it differently. Like when that movie is not up to the same standard that you usually put out there, it just like, I don't know. It was really frustrating. And that's my long rant anyways. Because I'm just upset about the people that have worked there for 25 years and beyond, like, being let go. I was that fucking kid that looked at Disney being like, oh man, one day I want to work there and make Disney movies. And then they changed direction completely. And now they've changed direction again. Like, I mean, outside of making, like, Frozen spin-offs, like, what, like, okay, there's a couple other movies that they're sort of working on, but they're not really that big as what they're doing with their live action stuff to keep their licenses or keep them from like becoming, you know, I mean, at first it was kind of like to keep people from being able to use stuff as what's it, where the copyright runs out or whatever. But I don't know. Are you doing 12 FPS even though your game runs 60 FPS? Like skipping frames? The character animation is kind of all over the place. I don't stick to 12 FPS completely. Like sometimes I have gap frames, sometimes I have like a drawing on every frame. It really depends on like what the animation calls for, like what feels good, what flows nice. And then the next thing is just making sure in the engine that like the flipbook or the animation when I import it plays at the exact same frames that I had set up here in the engine in the animation program to make sure that like it looks the exact same. But you know, like the world itself when you're moving around, like it's not stuttery or anything because it's still running at 60 FPS or however many FPS. Like I don't even know honestly where to check that in the engine. I haven't looked at it. But yeah. Sorry it takes me so long to get to that. I'm just going to quickly finish the face, I think. And then I'm going to call it. Because I have food that I want to eat warm, not cold. Outrageous, I know. And honestly, I want to play some Arc Raiders. I've been really into that game. Do you guys play Arc Raiders at all? Also, I should, because we live in the time nowadays, I should preface, that's just my opinion as a bitter 90s kid who really wanted to work at Disney. Like, I'm still bitter about it because that was my dream as a child, to work on, like, 2D animated Disney movies. Like, and then that was taken from me. It's taken from me. So, you know. If you disagree with me, that is totally fine. You don't have to hold my point of view. Why is it erasing on a layer that it's not supposed to? Drawing, no, it's not there. Erase on active layer. There we go. Nothing more annoying than erasing on layers that you're not intending to erase on. Oops. No, that's the right frame. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Can't believe physical games are a niche thing now, for example. Physical games, what do you mean? Valid opinion, I actually relate a bunch. Well, it's nice to know that there's others that I want to play Arc Raiders. Haven't bought it yet though. For now, it's Marvel Rivals, and I really enjoy it. Nice. I don't know. I don't know what it is about extraction looters. Like, I'm not like I am into them, and I'm not like I like the game Rust, which I feel like shares some elements. I'm not very good at Rust. Oh, dang it. One second. Okay, so we'll grab all of this stuff, pull it over. Okay. For this one here, I'm gonna get rid of these because they're not, well, they are necessary because he's gonna have his eyes closed. So let's just do this. Okay. And then we have the eyebrow going up. We'll just take it like that. Oops. Go back down one. This tool doesn't seem to create line weight. Wait a minute, doesn't seem to create line weight. It is the same thickness across the stroke. Is this the style you go for, or that is what the tool give? It's what I'm going for. It's a lot easier. I mean, for one, it's a lot easier when the line weight is the same. Because you have to, in animation, you also have to think about efficiency. You know, you want to create something that's going to be easy to, or easier to redraw, because there will most likely be instances where you need to redraw. You know what? I'm just going to chug you in there. You could change the line weight. If you press U, you hover over the line, you can, you can make changes like that. I don't know. My style, even for my characters, is the same line weight throughout. It's just something I like. Okay. But I'm going to end the stream here pretty quickly, because it's already almost 8:30. Wait a minute. The bottom lip is getting quite a lot bigger. I'll have to fix that. Bottom lip is getting a little too big. The nose is getting a little bigger, but it works technically proportionally. One sec. 8:30 a.m. Sorry, 8:30 p.m. I'm no longer in North America. So like games on a disc and it's the full. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh my god. Of course. Not just a key. Long time ago it was expected and now it's niche, not commonplace with everything becoming digital. Yeah. You know what would be so fun to do would be to like see how to make like a game for something like an N64 again, like, and then put it on a cartridge. Oh man, if I could make an N64 game, put it like on a cartridge, and then like actually play it on my N64, I think I would probably shit myself. Like, that would be so dope. Okay, there's one more thing. I have to lower the ears, but I'll do that another time. Because I gotta go now. I'm done. I'm leaving you guys. That would be actually really awesome. Yeah, it would be so awesome. Oh really? What time zone are you? If you don't mind my asking. And for anybody hanging out, like maybe now at the end here. Let me see. I might crash. I might not crash. We will find out. I think people do that with demakes, but they are still digital, of course, so it doesn't count. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But I don't know how to get it on a chip. Like, I don't know. Oh, that's the wrong. Wait a minute. That's the wrong. One sec. Could have used my Stream Deck, but it didn't. Feels bad, man. I think people. Oh, okay, I already read that. Your CAT. CAT. I don't know where. I don't know which one that one is. Un momento. There we go. So I'm still going to make an idle cycle that is this, but I basically want like 5, 6, whatever different idles so that the character feels alive. I know it's a stupid thing to like hyper focus on right now, but I'll at least have a couple so I can cycle through them. Like, not that I will make 6 right now, but would be dope. Would be dope. Anyways, for anybody still hanging out, this is what it looks like right now. That red box is my way of figuring out where there's an obstacle in front of the player so that I can, whoops, adjust the camera accordingly. We technically got buffer jump. I'm pressing the space bar before I even... Whoops. Oh, that's a new bug. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. So when I fall a big distance... Wait a minute. Where's here? I need to fall into this so I respawn up top. Wait, what? God damn it. Let me just restart it real quick. So if I... Oops. Oops. Nope, that's not it. There we go. So if I buffer jump a bunch... Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. The camera is supposed to follow the player because it's an area that the player can land in that doesn't respawn you. So if I fall down like this, of course it works. If I... Let's get there again. Whoops. And we're walking. Whoops. So if I jump, it still works, but if I... God damn it, I didn't buffer jump. Whatever. Is it 1000 by 1000 resolution for the character? I think I went way bigger than that because Unreal is able to handle, from what I've read at least, odd sizes for characters. Although now that I'm redoing it, I'm making it 1024 by 1024. But okay, guys, I have to head. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back in. And anybody that hasn't seen me yet, hi, my name is Uvio. I'm working on an indie game. It's taken me a long time, especially now, because life. But we'll get there, one day at a time, 1 week, month, year at a time. Eventually, the game will come out. Mark my words. I got to recoup my money on Steam, so at least $100 I got to recoup. Other than that, yeah, I don't know when I'll be live again. I don't know when that's going to happen. So until then, or until my next devlog, take care and have a good one. Shazapo, good to see you, man, and have a good one as well. Thank you. Okay. Bye, everybody. Where's that button?